Marcus, and he had all these other catfish accounts, and there was this one single guy, and he basically used the same MO to
Mhm.
catfish all the same women and did the
Mhm.
same, you know, what is it, like same actions and
Mhm.
same
Mhm.
just things. And then all these women came up and were saying like, oh, this guy Marcus, so now you have multiple people saying the same thing, but how about if it maybe wasn't Marcus? And by the way, I'm totally on board with you. I'm totally, but just kind of along the brother, what the other brother was saying, like,
Mhm.
what if like it just isn't him? Like, just what if? And then maybe now you're putting his marriage under fire. And again, I'm like totally
Mhm.
against him theologically. I think he's
Mhm.
a false teacher.
Mhm.
I'm so like happy with what you're doing, but it just kind of did bring up a good point, and that's the only thing I'm thinking. Like, what if there's this one guy
Mhm.
who's a catfish who had
Mhm.
edited,
Mhm.
a bunch of Marcus accounts and
Mhm.
catfished a bunch of girls, and they said the same thing, and they came out and they thought it was Marcus, and now
Mhm.
they're trying to slander the real Marcus. Like, what do you think about that? Am I
Well,
like wrong for
yeah.
thinking that?
Yeah, and that's a good question, and that's an understandable question. But I think the problem comes with that is that yeah, and that's a good question, and that's an understandable question. But I think the problem comes with that is that when you're a person of a public stature like Marcus Rogers, and you refuse to have your accounts verified, i.e., blue check mark, then that opens up the
Uh-huh.
door to frauds, to scams, and in fact, the scriptures, the Bible says that we are to do things that are honorable. Matter of fact, I'll just read it to you. 2 Corinthians 8:21. For we have regard for what is honorable, not only in the sight of the Lord, but also in the sight of men. And then also First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 22. The Bible says that we are to avoid the appearance of evil. So if I know that there are scam accounts, if I know that my name can be used fraudulently, then I'm going to do everything in my power and would have done everything in my power and ability to have my accounts blue check mark.